Mr. Chairman, the great Victor Hugo reminds us that there is nothing so strong as an idea whose time has come. But I would say that there's nothing so wrong as a bad idea whose time has come. For now some 100 days, we've had to suffer bad ideas. 100 days in, and the president, with the aid and comfort of my colleagues across the aisle, have decapitated the CFPB. It would be more appropriate to call it now the FPB, Financial Protection Bureau. The financial community will receive greater protection than the consumers. I have evidence of this. We find that on yesterday, the American Banker published this story. It is styled, "Wells Fargo exits another consent order and is asset cap next." Goes on to indicate that Wells Fargo took the latest step out of regulatory purgatory on Monday when the bank said that a 2018 consent order with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau had been terminated. Wells Fargo had agreed to a $1 billion penalty. That seems to be in question. There are other banks as well. 100 days in, and you didn't stop there. You replaced independent regulators with dependent deregulators. There's an effort afoot to remove Chair Powell. The only thing that stands in the way appears to be the stock market. You didn't stop there. You've, within 100 days, made an effort to turn our democracy into a plutocracy with executive orders, ruled by executive orders. With DOGE, a department that is not a department because the president can't create departments, with DOGE and a man with a chainsaw cutting into various agencies that benefit people greatly by removing personnel that cause the agencies to function efficaciously. So within 100 days, we've experienced all of these executive orders that are adverse to the best interests of consumers and the American people. So Mr. Steele, you mentioned something about a separation of powers. I'm intrigued with what you said because, quite candidly, I don't think rule by executive orders is what the framers of the Constitution intended. Would you elaborate for just a moment on your commentary, please?
Thank you, Congressman. I'd be happy to. Yeah, I mean, the way the president is governing out of the White House, Office of Management and Budget, also the DOGE, as you mentioned, is trying to override the law by executive fiat, essentially. And it's bad for the public. Trying to shut down the CFPB illegally is bad for consumers, but it's also bad for Congress. You all wrote these laws, you enacted them, you passed them, and this administration is trying to ignore a lot of these, either through executive orders saying, ignore the Equal Credit Opportunity Act. IEPA says whatever I say it means. He's really trying to seize the power of this body back for himself and say the law is whatever he says it is.
Thank you. I will be bringing articles of impeachment soon because the president is devolving our democracy into a de facto dictatorship wherein he would be the de facto dictator. We have to take a stand. People need to know where you were when democracy was at risk, when the country that we know was literally being transformed into a country that we don't want to know. I yield back the balance of my time.